Palacios and Mulugeta. These are the two coffees that you'll be getting if you're a Coffee Collective subscriber. And Sebastian, you're joining me this time again because you're the one who sourced this coffee from Axel Palacios.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about him and his farm in Guatemala.
Yes, I was lucky to go to Guatemala in May. So basically harvest was pretty much finished already there. So we got to really freshly taste the milled coffees, which was exciting. And of course we went to Huehuetenango to visit our old partner Edwin. Huehuetenango is pretty much the most recognized high quality coffee region in Guatemala. There's also others who are great, but this is just the most recognized one. It's one of the few non-volcanic areas in Guatemala, which is quite interesting from a soil perspective. And it has a very specific microclimate which allows farmers to grow incredible high altitude coffees there without too much risk of frost. Because you basically have warm air coming in from Mexico and cool air coming down from the mountains.
Yeah, because this is right on the border to the Chiapas region in Mexico.
Yeah, super perched up north in Guatemala. Axel is 4th generation coffee farmer. The farm is called Los Suspiros. And the coffees are grown at pretty steep slopes at an altitude of between 1,700 and 1,900 meters. Wow. So very high altitudes. The great-grandfather of Axel actually started the farm in the 30s. And back then it was so remote that coffee had to be transported by mules into the next town and took like a week or so to transport. So now it's a bit easier, and that's why it was possible for us to, of course, get the coffees out in the first place. And this is, I think, a fantastic coffee. We released it here. You can see now it's Christmas time. It's very busy here. And we released it as this year's Christmas coffee. So a special honor, of course. And we selected it because the idea for the Christmas coffee is always to have a coffee which can basically please and satisfy everyone. And that's, I think, a box this coffee ticks. You can give this to a coffee geek. They're gonna appreciate the almost classic profile. It's a very nice, clean, sweet washed bourbon from Huehuetenango. But you can also serve it to a grandmother who's not gonna complain that it tastes like all the other stuff you brewed lately, which tastes like Earl Grey tea and candy or whatever.
This is why I think it is such an exciting subscription this time around, because you get these two very different kind of profiles. The really pleasing kind of balanced cup, chocolatey, caramelly, and then you get this tea-like kind of bergamot and jasmine and all that going on. But before we talk too much about the flavor, we are right now around the cupping table. Yes. And we're actually just waiting for Jakob to set up the last bit of the production cupping from everything we roasted yesterday. So we have a chance to jump in and taste these two coffees. But before we get to taste, let's dig a little bit into Mulugeta, which is the other coffee that you're getting. From Ethiopia, from the south of Ethiopia, the greater Sidama region, but in an area that until a few years ago didn't actually grow coffee because it was too high elevation. But because of climate change, they are now growing coffee there, and they're actually growing, I think, the best coffees we've seen out of Ethiopia in many years. Astonishing coffee. You've had a chance to taste this quite a few times as well. We'll dive into the flavor in a minute. Well, Casper actually came back just a couple of days ago from this year's visit to Mulugeta and our other Ethiopian partners. I was lucky to go with him last time and visit Dege, the young guy who's in his late 20s, I think, who's running the farm here. It's super high elevation, so that means that the coffee is drying really slowly. It's kind of, I would say, dehydrating more than it's getting any heat. It's like very low temperature drying. He processes coffee as natural. We also have his anaerobic natural. We've even had honey processed from him. But this is his washed coffee that is hand pulped and then washed thoroughly and then brought out to drying at this high altitude and creating a more like Jäger Chefe style kind of flavor. It's a beautifully washed coffee. Absolutely the kind that is my favorite to drink personally. Of course, that's just personally. I'm very excited to share this with you. Yeah, it's the Kurume variety, so it's one of the old indigenous Ethiopian varieties, but it is a single variety that is grown intentionally in this area. It's what the Ethiopian Specialty Coffee Association also suggests to grow in this kind of soil at this altitude and this kind of climate as well. So expect a very vibrant cup, but I think the coffee's ready, so
let's dip in a spoon.
Yeah, let's grab a spoon and taste them. Right, wow, Palacios here. We actually have it both as espresso and as filter on the cupping table because that's how the roasting team quality controls all the roasts. It's cupping every single batch they do. Even if they do 15 batches for you subscribers, they will cup all 15 and score them and quality check them and see if there's any changes or any of the batches that they won't send out. It's actually fun to taste it on the cupping table as espresso roast as well, because it's not supposed to taste great here. It's supposed to taste great when you run it through, high pressure on an espresso machine. But it tastes amazing here. It's really like, it's more developed than the filter roast, but still really good body, good mouthfeel.
Just like a warm hug. Fits the season perfect. And I think if we move to the filter coffees, I'm just reminded why Dunango is so famous in the first place, right? Because you have these cacao notes, you have this rich body, this very creamy texture as well, but then also this really elegant sparkling acidity, which gives it a nice complexity, I think.
Yes. You have that classic like chocolatey mouthfeel and so on, but then you get the fruit on top of that. Really pleasing, super high sweetness. And again, as espresso, you can really play with that sweetness and get that mouthfeel out. You can get like some really nice caramelly, chocolatey shots out of this.
No doubt. Right.
We'll scoot you over. We'll pass a lot of great coffees here as well.
We'll be back.
Might taste it all in a minute. Move over to the Mulugeta washed. It's
just a stunning coffee.
It's so good.
I mean, what we notice right away is, of course, this really elegant tea-like body. I think without it being thin, it's clean. And it just showcases, as you said, actually very much of a Jägerscheffe stylistic, which definitely comes from the careful processing and the way it's been done.
So for me, it has a lot of like stone fruit, a lot of like really nice kind of juicy characters to it. And then obviously like citrus fruits.
Bergamot.
Yeah, bergamot for sure. And super good florals, but more heavy florals than some of the other washed Ethiopians we've had. It's a little bit more into roses and that rather than the jasmine for me. Wow.
Phenomenal.
And phenomenal aftertaste and finish to it. It's like really soft. As espresso, you can get crazy aromatic shots out of it. I would probably go a little faster and a little longer on the shots. For me, lower temperature, if you have a machine that's capable of that, bring out more of the top aromas in this. As a pour over, hand brew, you cannot go wrong with this coffee. It's such an easy coffee to work with.
And what I actually tried, which is fun you mentioning lower temperatures. I saw it, of course, on some geeky YouTube channel, but if you're doing filter coffees as well, it's quite fun to try actually a colder bloom.
Yes.
I think the nerds call it this Samu bloom or something like that. But actually, it's quite nice because the kettle is heating up anyway. So I actually start to bloom at maybe 80 degrees and then let it bloom and then get the water up to my brewing temperature, maybe 93, 94, and then brew as normal. And it's fun to compare. It doesn't work for all coffees, but I think for coffees where you want to highlight this florality, it works actually really, really, really nice.
Yeah, and I personally don't subscribe to the idea that lighter roasted coffees need a particularly high temperature. I definitely think a coffee like this with all these volatile, very fragile aromas, you get a lot more out if you actually lower your temperature. Like test it out, test 92, 90 degrees Celsius and see what you get out of it. There's no wrong or right, just test it out yourself. All right, we can keep sipping on all these delicious coffees, Seb, but
we
I
should
think
leave some for the roastery team as well, I think.
I think they will kick us out of here soon anyway. But thank you for watching. We really hope you enjoy these two subscription coffees this time around. We really want to hear back from you. Which was your preferred coffee? Are there anything that you'd like to know more about or any coffees that you'd like to see us present? Then we hope to hear from you. Thanks for following.
Thank you. See you next time.
Joining.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.